It's a Thursday evening today, and we're already here at Speke Resort Munyonyo for the launch of the Uganda Tourism Association strategic plan. The guests are waltzing in, taking their seats. The ushers are on their feet, who've been warmly welcomed right from the gate. There's someone who leads you all the way to here. Kudos to the customer, to the good customer care by the resort, and we can't wait for what the plans are. The Uganda Tourism Association is the apex body that takes that's the umbrella body over like under which so many associations or organizations and entities in the tourism sector fall. So we are likely to see so many people, so many stakeholders of the tourism sector. And hey, Uganda, and where we are heading is in the plans.
Hi, my name is Azar Bandali Jaffer. I sit on the board of Uganda Tourism Association. We're very excited to be here today to launch our strategic plan for the next 5 years. Our big theme for this is uniting the entire industry for one cause, and that's promoting tourism and bringing us in the future of what tourism is for Uganda. So we're very excited to launch this today here with all the stakeholders, with private sector and government. In tourism, you have many stakeholders, from hotels to tour guides to agents to arts, crafts, so many things. And the idea with UTA is to bring us all together to have one unified voice with the same purpose. So thank you all for all the support and bringing us together for promoting tourism in Uganda.
We are here, as you can see, the function is yet to start, but it's a milestone for the tourism sector in Uganda. This is a function for Uganda Tourism Association, which is the apex body, and as today we are going to be launching our master plan, our strategic plan for the next 5 years. So this is going to be a Bible for each and everyone as we are going to transcend and as we are going to develop our country through tourism. You all know that tourism has been identified among the ATMs. These are the priority sectors, and now we needed guidance from the private sector also on how we are going to achieve that, and then come into what government has planned to make sure that we all achieve as a country. Today is a day for sustainable tourism. It's a day for winning, as people are supposed to come in and loop into the opportunities that are going to be here. We are going to hear speeches from the EU, we are going to hear speeches from the government, we are going to hear speeches from the private sector, and all of them have got opportunities within them.
I want to welcome everybody to this 5-year strategic plan launch. We've taken 1 year discussing with stakeholders, discussing with friends, discussing with public sector to make sure that we have a document that will be a coffee table book for the next 5 years, something that will guide every tourism stakeholder and our investments. So I invite all of you to take keen interest in this book that we'll unveil today. Have a good evening.
Yeah.
I come from an organization called Uganda Association of Conferences Industry. This is a very, very important day for us to know the direction of where UTP will be very useful to us as professional conference organizers and as members of Uganda Association of Conferences and Industry.
So it is important because it will give a structure and direction to the private sector, and this plan follows on the one that it was also issued by the Ministry of Tourism with the national policy, as well as UTB, which also had their strategic plan recently. So I think the three come together, and of course it is important because it will provide the basis for the private sector to know what are the guidelines, also self-regulation, also about the access to finance and so many others.
Honourable Minister, also we found that 3/4 of the people that we spoke to were actually happy with the UTA. They said that UTA is a very, very valuable organization. I think we deserve a handicap for this.
And we're excited that the private sector, which is leading the charge, is well organized under UTA, is here today working together with government to make sure they can harness the potential of Uganda. We all know that Uganda is blessed, but we want it engineered to succeed. We're tired of blessed by nature. We want to be engineered for success, to be able to compete with South Africa, with Kenya. And Uganda Tourism Association is at the forefront. On behalf of Uganda Tourism Board, we are working very closely with UTA, with the private sector, with other stakeholders, development partners, to make sure that we develop our products of tourism. Marine tourism needs to be developed, culture, coffee tourism. There's so many opportunities that have not been harnessed and tapped into yet. And today that's what we're discussing with the ministers, with government and private sector. So my hope and my desire is that this momentum continues in 2026, and together we can grow Uganda together.
Yeah, this is very ideal because, as we all know, the Uganda Tourism Association, being an umbrella organization for all tourism stakeholders, bringing us together, set the vision and tone for the next 5 years, brings about inclusivity into the different arenas or the different aspects within the tourism and hospitality sector. So, well, for me as an operator, I think we need to see more improvements, especially when it comes to the tourism roads. We still have a challenge with tourism roads, especially in the rainy season. It's very, very difficult for some areas to access, especially when it comes to southwestern Uganda. So if there is an investment in tourism roads, that will be key. Then the other thing, which I can talk about as an operator, we want to see innovations in terms of diversifying the tourism products. For instance, I would imagine in some time to come or in some years to come, us as a country have connection of cable cars, say from Mugahinga, Gorilla National Park, to Bwindi, and maybe up to Renzori. This will diversify on our tourism products, and we move away from what is traditionally known as the wildlife-based tourism.
Key, products that we must put emphasis on is culture tourism, because culture defines us and makes us different from the rest of the world. What you cannot find in the rest of the world is culture. So we are putting a lot of effort on promoting our culture and then packaging it well for suitable tourism products that we can give out to the rest of the world. And specifically what this means to all of us is that we are all coming together as the private sector to market as a whole. We are marketing Uganda as a team, not just as individuals, but all of us as players in this sector. In the next 5 years, we must see a very big change in the tourism industry. Tourism does not only benefit us who are playing in this industry, but it benefits the rest of the country. The tourism value chain is so huge that a lot of people benefit from just one single guest that comes into the country. Because if a guest comes to Uganda, let's take an example, arrives in Uganda, they are driven by a cab driver from the airport to the hotel where they'll sleep, and then the hotel is also earning from this guest. Our sisters and brothers working in the hotel also earning from there. Those working at petrol stations, refilling stations, it's a very big value chain that we must all understand and promote. So when we make the citizens understand that it is not only the members of UTA, UTB and other tourism players that are benefiting from industry, then we will be able to market the country as citizens. Because what we need is citizens, Ugandans marketing the country, not just entities like UTB, like UTA and other sectors, but we need Ugandans, the laymen, marketing the country. Ugandans need to understand that tourism is not for those coming from outside. We also must fully participate. We must visit these locations, we must visit the national parks, we must visit cultural institutions, we must engage in culture experiences, and us as individuals, Ugandans, be able to participate and contribute. If you look at the figures, you realize that we have a very limited number of people coming in from outside. The domestic tourism is taking over from the arrivals, international arrivals. So if we put in more effort and have more Ugandans visiting, more Ugandans taking part into tourism, then it becomes so big for us to benefit. It indicates that we'll have a lot of money in circulation and everyone in the country will be happy because we are doing as much as we can to promote the country.
This is an opportunity as a sector to talk about the Uganda we love. And tonight is really about product development in the sector. It's about skills development because we need to upgrade our skills as a country to be able to attract the best of the best in the world to come to this beautiful country. And we have the best product. So the product itself, which is one of the things that they are speaking to here for product development, is about us identifying the unique position we have as a country here in the middle of East Africa, in the middle of Africa, where we have the best weather, the best food, and the lake, and all the fresh waters that we have, the great food when we talk about the fish. And so for me, our culture and our products, which include, of course, the food and the great hospitality of Ugandans, is one of the best-selling propositions we need to offer to the world. And I'm really honored to be part of this strategic plan launch.
We hope and commit to rebuilding UTA into a professional, credible, and effective apex body.
Wilderness in Kidepo National Park, with all its splendid nature, the animals, the scenery, and so on. That is something that where I would want to bring guests if they come from Europe. I would bring them to Kidepo, I think.
Niels Schauer, Ambassador of Germany. What I tremendously appreciate about Uganda is this huge spectrum that you offer tourists. Yes, you have fantastic safaris, I have beautiful memories, but the three highlights that I will keep in my memory forever are going up Margarita Peak, crossing 2 glaciers, kayaking in the wild waters of Jinja, and doing the tour of Karamoja on bicycle.
Selling the birds and trees is something that's very special here. And the second is I haven't come across, but I haven't been here that long, but I haven't come across like well-presented sort of high-end Ugandan food. I've had delicious Ugandan food, but at a buffet that's kind of served in big spoonfuls. Because I think doing like really lovely presentation of matoke and posho and veg, you could do something Michelin star and equally delicious. Thank you.
I would like to say thank you first, and it's an honor for me to speak tonight. Allow me to congratulate UTA, my sister Yogi.
I invite a representative from Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Operation Wealth Creation. Board chairs, please, we're still receiving.
Thank you very much. Our next recipient is Mr. Amos Wekesa for his transformational leadership as President of Uganda Tourism Association. He got a Chisanga and he was president for 2 terms.
Well, it's been a very fantastic day today, showcasing Uganda, seeing all the tourism fraternity leaders in the place made me happy. I'm not a function person, but I enjoy this function. There's a lot of knowledge, and it gives me a lot of hope that Uganda is going to prosper. We only have one Uganda. We must love our country, whether we like it or not. Uganda is not a problem, it is us, but Uganda is beautiful. Thank you.
So, what do you feel about tonight, about the plans that have been unveiled by Uganda Tourism Association?
Uganda Tourism Association and Uganda Tourism Board been working very closely to reach this occasion. And this tonight is a culmination of a lot of work in the background to galvanize, to mobilize, to get all tourism actors on the same page. So for me tonight is honestly a very critical milestone. It's a celebration, yes, but it is a milestone in every other tourism strategy that's been written, whether it's in the public sector or private sector. Every other tourism strategy should recognize today as another milestone because we've brought together the critical commercial players in the value chain. The private sector are the commercial arm of tourism. We set it up as government. We give them the policies, the framework within which to operate, but we can only do so much. The private sector are the last mile. They are the ones who engage, they interact with our visitors, with our tourists. They're the ones receiving money, generating revenue on behalf of Uganda. So this for me is a milestone like none other.
So what do you think are the key points for you coming from here and onward?
For me, it's, a strategy is only as good as its execution. As all the greats who have come before us, people who have written strategies, people who have implemented strategy, whether it's in the private or the public sector, it's always one thing. Execution, it's strategy for breakfast. I think that's the saying. And so if we don't get into breaking down the strategy into bite-sized execution, implementable actions, if we don't start tracking progress, if we don't bring measurement and evaluation into it, then our strategy will never take off. So I truly believe that what we've launched today, together with UTA, in conjunction with UTA, yes, it is a demonstration of public-private partnership, but it won't mean anything unless we start to break it down into executionable items. Yes, so who does what, when? That is when we'll start to really benefit from this new strategy.
If you might allow us the year is just starting. What do we expect from UTB for the rest of the year? What is cooking?
Uganda Tourism Board, what you can expect is more of this kind of collaboration. Uganda Tourism Board lending itself to the private sector, supporting, collaborating on critical areas that need to be addressed. So I think you've heard it, you've read it in the strategy. The private sector strategy speaks to the public sector strategy. The things we're struggling with, infrastructure, we want to pool resources, we want to collaborate to make sure we improve the road networks, to make sure we improve the access to national parks. We want to collaborate on sustainability. It is written into our national destination marketing plan that Uganda will be, by 2040, one of the most premier sustainable destinations on planet Earth. We cannot do it alone. We need the private sector, and they have also written it into their plan. So how do we bring sustainability into our tourism commercialization? We need the private sector to do that. And I think for me, as Uganda Tourism Board, that's one of the things that we'll be focusing and lending a lot of our time and resources to, creating a sustainable tourism ecosystem.
What's the Uganda that you love?
Uganda that I love, this one, the music, the vibe, the atmosphere, talking to Edgar, the dance, the color, the food. We're about to go into dinner. Uganda has one of the most elaborate cuisines on planet Earth. In one meal, you eat 18 carbohydrates, 16 proteins, 5 vegetables. Where do you get that? And then that's before the fruit at the end of the buffet. So for me, the things that excite me about Uganda is our culture, our people, our La Familia. I'll call it La Familia. Yes, this spirit of togetherness.
It has been a colorful event tonight, and different dignitaries. The plan has been unveiled, and we can't wait for what can come out of this plan. We all yearn for a beautiful Uganda, especially locally, but even on the world stage, for us to be known. Okay, so tell us about tonight.
Wow, tonight is such an amazing, a very, very big milestone in the history of Uganda Tourism Association. This is one of its kind from the time UTA started in Uganda. So we are very, very proud. I'm so proud of the UTA board. This is a milestone. The strategic plan, the 5-year strategic plan, is going to open up the way for the tourism sector. So we are very, very excited, happy. We were supported by unveiled, European Union and Belgium, who sponsored the baseline study and also the function tonight. And you have seen the turnout. All the tourism sector players were in the room. All associations were here. So this is one of the first kind, so we are very, very excited.
What's the way forward from today?
I think the way forward is to implement the strategic plan So it's detailed, it has ideas and activities. So it's look at those programs and see how we start implementing them. Because the ideas, like they said over there, is these activities are going to impact the industry. So the private sector leading the industry, that means improving the capacity, harmonizing infrastructure, development, products. So how do you get all the parts to work together? Development partners, government, private sector to come together under the theme of developing tourism. And it's through those that we start looking at capacity building, infrastructure, development as a destination. So together as one. So the strategic plan is packed with information for 5 years and activities that UTA is going to implement. So the next phase is come back on the round table, have an impact on that implementation.
And so, what do we have? There are 5 years to go. What are we starting with this year?
Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to sit as a board and look at the most urgent items to be implemented, because we are going to have this implementation in phases. As mentioned, it is a lot of resources, mobilization and so on, but the most urgent area is capacity building. So that's where we want to start, and we are going to approach government, we are going to approach the development partners, and also our own association members and the ministry, how we can respond to implement what's in the strategic plan.
What are the key areas of capacity building? What do you want to build? And
one, corporate governance, trainings, digital. All those the associations need. If there is no corporate governance, individual association, the apex body will not be strong. So that's very, very crucial, because corporate governance, everything is very wide. Training of members, digital platforms, because the future is as we are in the digital world. So those are the main focus area, and how we can also be able to strengthen some of the associations which are struggling, which are trying, not everybody's on the same level. So we have to be able also to support them and put them to the standard.
what are some of the things that you would like to be on the immediate list of the 5-year plan?
One of the immediate things is capacity building, training, because the skills, we have to improve the skills. So if people are coming tourists, they are coming for experience. So that experience, it has to be our people at the front line to give that. So you have to have trained guides. You have to have trained waiters and waitresses. So if they are coming cab drivers to understand what the visitors are looking for, give them the experience. And so for them to do that, they have to be trained, And that training doesn't stop, it keeps going. And then what we have here, most of our UTA, is to lobby and advocate for our members. Because they are what we call burdens that kind of stand in the way of development. Taxation, for example. So we are lobbying for taxation to, we suggest that product development, marketing and promotion. How can we promote more? How do we tell the Ugandan story of good food, good people, diverse culture, that white life, the scenery, the sun, the Lake Victoria, beautiful, and you don't get that anywhere in the world, it's in Uganda. So how do we tell that story in a way that people can come? And how do we get those who have come here to also share the experience? So we have to go digital. People are not going to know this because there are destinations around them. So I need to know, plan and come here. And when I'm here, then we need to be taken care of. So you're talking about soft skills and hard skills. And then work with government of infrastructure. So people can travel around the country, can go different places. But we also want the communities to benefit from tourism, because they're the custodians of these parks protected areas. We want them to take care of the resources, take care of the birds, take care of the swamps, take care of the wetlands, take care of the parks. If we don't have them, then the experience is short. We have to protect the culture. If we don't have it, they go elsewhere. That's the route we're taking.
There is the Uganda that I love. What is the Uganda that you love?
There is no country like Uganda. Even if I'm paid millions, I will not choose anywhere to go and live. From the people, the culture, the scenery, the food, It's just, and we are the happiest people in the East Africa region. I think if it's not the Africa, so Uganda is the place to be. From tourism point, I mean, we have variety from the mountains, the apes, the gorillas, the culture, the scenery. I mean, there's so much to offer. So, Uganda I love is the total Uganda.
Which is the Uganda that you love?
The Uganda that I love is the Uganda that is culturally diverse. We are the culturally diverse country on the planet. So you can talk about all these languages, all these different cultures, different tribes. That's the beauty that we have in Uganda. That means local food, different local experiences, the dance, the music, the smiles, the people, all that is the package of Uganda you love because it's what we have as a people. And so people are happy, they share what they have regardless of anything. And it's very, what can I say, and I don't find happy people sharing what they have. And it's God-given gifts. And that's why we say gifted by nature. We have everything, but we have the people. And for me, it's the people that have it.